Good afternoon, guys. We are back again with another episode of your favorite show, that is, of course, Generation C. I am VD. I'm giving you everything you need to know about youth news alongside my co-host.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dinala Shiteni, and if you're still clueless about what this show is all about, Generation C aims to empower and equip the youth through 3 different segments, namely The Zone, Varsity Chatroom, and The School Corner.
Here we recap on what was published on The Zone, giving you all the more reasons to grab your copies on Tuesdays. So please go ahead, grab those copies, because they are selling fast. We are here. We survived the cold. It was cold over the weekend.
It was cold.
Yeah, I'm
surprised that it's not that cold today, actually.
All right, despite the cold weathers and the chills, do stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break.
All right, so today in studio we are joined by Prateek Khare, the Chief Marketing Officer at Edudite Consultancy. So please do stay tuned for that interesting interview.
Let's take a look at this week's publications. Now, on the front page of The Zone today, we have an article on Olympian, that is, of course, Philip Seidler, who is well known as Flippy to his friends as well as family. Now, he made his dreams come true at the tender age of just 23. Let's take it.
And on page 2, we have an article on UNICEF, the Japanese government fund renovation of 4 classrooms at Klein Ope. Let's stay tuned for the video. So for the photo of the week, we have a medical student, Calvin Thompson, that graduated at the top of his class and received the Executive Dean's Award from the UNAM School of Medicine and Executive Dean Judith Hall.
What an achievement. Now, today's Vox Pop edition, the My Zone team asked the NTV team what they thought about mental health, and this is what they had to say.
Hello, my name is Diana Master, and I'm a TV presenter at NTV. I think it's important for people to get help, especially with mental health issues, because if left untreated, it could actually lead to riskier things such as suicide, hurting, self-harm, and everything in between. So it's very important for people to get help. So yeah.
What's up, guys? I'm Tia James Wilson. I work for the NTV department at NMH, and I have been asked to speak about mental health and how I feel about it. Mental health is quite a vulnerable topic. I feel like it's something that's quite overlooked, especially in a society like Namibia, because people don't really see the need to take it either seriously or not as seriously as it actually should be taken, because there are many people in this society, in this world, especially the youth, that struggle from outside and indirect thoughts that affect their mental and emotional state. Especially with technology moving as quick as it is, there's so much information that changes perspectives about people and how they feel about things and themselves. It's easy for people to drown within the pressures of life, which is sad. You know, I do wish that it is taken seriously and can be a topic that is more fixated on, especially in things like curriculums and things like schools and things like conversations parents have with their kids, because at the end of the day, they learn from Google, they learn from friends, they learn from movies, which is fine, but it's not enough, it's not real, it's not authentic, and needs to be taken, with more caution and handled with more care. Mental health really affects the way somebody reacts and lives in this world, and can also drive people to either killing themselves, hurting themselves, or hurting others, which is why I believe it is quite important to really fixate and really work on the topic at hand.
Hi, my name is Richard Buerta, and I believe mental health is extremely important to look after yourself. Even in work scenarios, one gets so busy, caught up in work and caught up in everything. It's important to take time to yourself, reconnect, just take it easy, and understand where you're going and what is important. It's critical looking after yourself, because if you can't really optimize your mental health, other workflow and other environments, you really struggle and fall behind because of it. So really it's important to look after your mental health.
Okay, I'm Joseph Naloe. multimedia operator. And my opinion on mental health is that, yeah, it's basically just important. It's a necessary part actually to each human being. I think one cannot really give an opinion about mental health without mentioning the part of really, taking care of yourself and all that. So if you work, it all has to do with everything that you do at work, at home, when you are out there socializing, sports or whatsoever. So you have to cut a long story short, you just have to find a balance in everything that you do, because everything that you really abuse will really have a negative impact health-wise on your mind.
Moving over to page 3, we have an article on psychological counselor and psychometrist Yana Duran aims to provide a safe space for children and the youth by starting an intervention center aimed at having children grow up without having issues that could easily be prevented during the early ages of development. Let's have a look at the video.
Hi everyone, I'm Yana Duran. I'm a psychological counselor. And I've been working with kids for the past 15, 16 years. It is my passion to create sustainable change that will change their lives for the better and that they can maintain over a period of time. Hence the idea of having an intervention center where we can work with them for 6 weeks, where they can come every day for us to create new pathways of thinking. The younger the kids, the bigger the chance of creating new pathways that's sustainable. And if a lot of the children experience emotional problems because of learning difficulties, so if we can teach them ways to overcome blockages that causes learning difficulties, that will immediately enhance and better also their emotional well-being. The idea is also for our high school learners to have a facility where they can interact in a healthy way and socialize with one another in an environment that is safe. And lastly, we really want to intervene on a career level also. So the idea is to work towards a vocational center.
Now, also on page 3, there is an article on the hashtag Break Free Anti-Violence campaign, which launched a society at the University of Namibia's main campus.
And on page 4, a well-written feature by Junior Kapofi on the impact of divorce on children. Let's have a look at what he has in store for us. Stay tuned for the video.
So Eagle FM recently reported that there was an increment in the divorce rates within the country, and this is mostly due to abusive marriages and a lot more things that you can uncover when you read the article. And nobody has really looked at the impact that it can cause on the child that is within this marriage. So 2 individuals are married together, and then there's a child involved as well. So this child or children that are involved within this marriage also go through a certain amount of trauma when their parents are divorcing, because then many times we don't know if the law is going to be for the children or against the children. And not only that, it's were the children taken for psychosocial support to understand what is actually happening, because now that the divorce is happening, the children need to be taken for psychosocial support so that they can better understand what is happening, how to deal with it, and so that they can just be told mom and dad are divorcing and not going to be together. So the source that would like to be kept anonymous that was within this article shared their story, where they spoke about how when their parents divorced, they felt that they were not really involved. They were just told mom, dad are divorcing, and that's how it happened, and it's not supposed to be spoken about. And that's when the child goes through certain traumas and doesn't really deal with relationships well. And that's why it's very important to take a child to psychosocial support, where they will be able to be taught not taught, but yeah, they will be taught healthy coping mechanisms.
Now on page 5, our school focus is on Moritz Devenish Private School, which was established in 1997.
Also on page 5, an Afrikaans article on the dance competition that was hosted by Dance Domain. And on page 6, an article on the Indongo Toyota Schools Rugby Gravity Cup Series Circuit 3 kicked off this weekend in Windhoek and Walfish Bay. It took place at the Windhoek Technical High School rugby field in Windhoek. Let's see how that went.
Okay, good morning. It's Hendrik Verweer here. We are here at the Indongo Toyota Super Series. We are at this round 3 of the series for 2022, and we've got a couple of schools that's playing here at RTS today, and then we also got another leg of this taking place in Walfish Bay today.
And how was the planning for the matches that are taking place today?
Yeah, it's the normal thing of making sure that all the medics and the referees are arranged well in advance. Obviously the field as well with this specific school that's hosting it, and then just making sure during the week that all the logistics are in place, get the security ready, get the waste removal in place, make sure all the schools that agree to come, that they still can come, and all that type of things.
Alright, and what are the importance of games such as these for school-going learners?
Yeah, it's just providing an opportunity for the kids to play more rugby. So this series is shortened games, so they technically play only a half a game. So they play 2 games a day. So it's still a full match, but it's against 2 different teams, and it's part of the warm-up preparation for the season for the year.
Now also on page 6, moving over to sports, over the weekend the International ITF Tennis Tournament took place at the NTA courts.
Moving over to page 7, an article on a generous donation of $150,000 by the Namibian Ports Authority, NAMPort, through its social investment fund to Engela Private School will aid the construction of ablution facilities as well as the renovation of 3 classrooms.
Now to wrap up page 7, this week's star teacher is Zimbabwean-born Kennedy Gambe, who is a teacher at the Sunshine Private School with a diploma in a junior as well as senior primary school. What an informative Zone edition that was. All right, do stay tuned for the School Corner.
All right, so School Corner segment with me, Dina Lau Shiteni and
VDM.
All right, so Amazing Kids Private School received their newspapers. Let's take a look at the video.
You can put on your mask. Good. How are you? Fine, fine.
Well, unfortunately, this week there won't be any school newspapers, but do stay tuned to find out when they will be released.
And on page 7, we have our star teacher, Zimbabwean-born Kennedy Gambe, who is a teacher at Sunshine Private School. Kennedy Gambe holds a diploma in education for lower and senior primary. So let's have a look at his video.
Good morning. My name is Kennedy Gambe. I'm a teacher at Sunshine Private School. I started teaching 1997. I was a tutor at Rangers College in Harare, where I was responsible for teaching of Shona for non-speakers. Mostly the Americans were coming to do researches. After that, I left Rangers College. I then joined farming. I'm a farmer. I became a farmer before I then decided to join Seke Teachers College, where I was training as a qualified teacher, general, meaning to say I'm qualified to teach from grade 1 to grade 7. After training as a teacher, after qualifying, I then joined the Ministry of Education in Zimbabwe, teaching in Kadoma at Munumtapa Primary School, grade 5s. I was a temporary teacher by then. I decided then to come to Namibia to work here as a teacher again at Sunshine Private School, where I am. I was teaching grade 3, 4. At the moment, I'm teaching in grade 5. During the COVID era, yes, we are in COVID. When it started in Namibia in March last year, I joined the team of teachers who volunteered to teach the Namibian child online at NMH. At the moment, I'm still at Sunshine Private School, where I'm teaching the grade 5s. Teaching is a calling, like what I believe it's a calling. You are accountable not to parents or to the administrators, but to God. I like teaching because that's where you see yourself molding these innocent souls. But there are so many challenges that are in teaching, especially behavior of the learners. You know, some learners are coming from different homes and they are taught differently. They've experienced different things in the community that they are living, and these behaviors are brought to school. So it calls for the parents and the teachers to work together to mold these learners. But if parents are not interested, then it becomes a difficult thing in the field of teaching.
That was all for the School Corner, guys.
All right, guys, thank you so much for staying tuned. So today in studio, we are joined by Prateek Khare, the Chief Marketing Officer at Edudite Consultancy. Hi, Prateek, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. So please tell us a little more about Edudite Consultancy.
Definitely. So Edudite is actually one of the Africa's biggest consultancies that helps students from Namibia specifically and also around the East Africa region to go and study abroad in different countries. We are helping students to go to US, UK, Canada, Australia, Hungary, Poland, India, Malaysia, and more than 30 countries with very good partial scholarships that are available for them. So, and we've been doing this for almost now 5 years in Namibia, and we have more than 200 students from Namibia that have availed our services and have used the opportunity to go abroad.
All right. So do the students choose which school they want to go to, or do you guys sort of like give them options to go to?
So we take it so basically we do a lot of career guidance with the students, because we know what we've also been seeing is that once the students choose a particular stream, then in the first year they go study, they don't usually look at the subjects that they're going to do. They usually look at the lifestyle that they will lead after finishing. So that's why we do a lot of career guidance to make sure that they use the knowledge and choose the right path, and then we suggest them the careers, how to apply, which universities, and do the whole process for them.
All right, very interesting. So this is, wow, it's the first time I'm hearing about this. So what motivated you to start this?
Well, so this was way back when I was a student in college, and I used to be working with an organization back in college which dealt with a lot of students coming in to India for short-term internships and also courses, and we realized that the expectations of these students were not actually met, and that was more or less because of the misunderstanding between two cultures, right? So this was something that sparked interest in my co-founder and director of the company and me, and we wanted to help these students and also the universities to bridge the gap and make sure that they get what they're coming here for. So the experience especially, so that's why we started this company, and it's been more than 6 years now. We've helped in total more than 1,000 students from all across Africa to go and study in India, in different countries. Some of them have graduated, are now even working in Windhoek at PwC, all of these companies. and we're very happy to say that we have our graduated students, and now we're trying to help more and more such students to go further and get their dreams come true.
Wow, very interesting. So how many branches does Edudite Consultancy have? Like, is it only in Namibia or?
Right, so we have actually more than 10 offices in 10 different countries.
Oh, wow.
Most of them are around East Africa. So we have in Namibia. I'm just coming back from Zimbabwe. I just came back a week back.
Okay.
So we have an office in Zimbabwe, Zambia, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda. So we're covering all of Africa, then also of course in India.
So you're basically an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
So what challenges do you face on a daily?
Well, so just after COVID now, the challenges have changed. For an entrepreneur, before the challenges were different, but now the challenges that are coming up are more so on the side of human resources.
Okay.
That is one challenge that we face every single day. Be it Namibia, be it anywhere across, getting the right talent and getting them trained, proper education, because you see there's new careers coming up.
Yes, yes.
Right? Who would have thought that maybe 10, 15 years back the line, that people someone would be earning through YouTube or something like that.
Yeah.
So the careers are changing, the requirements are changing, and that is why new education has to be imparted, right? And that's why you will see also new courses being come up in all these universities, and that's how we as an entrepreneur, when we try to hire people, we try to look at all the aspects, not just the education.
Yeah.
And that is important for the student or for the person who's coming in to work in an environment, should be an all-round player, not just a theorist of a particular subject.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Prateek. It was
Thank
lovely
you.
having you in studio. All
Thank
right,
you so
guys.
much.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. Please do stay tuned for Varsity Chat Room.
What an informative interview that was. Now to take a look at Varsity Chat Room on page 8. The University of Namibia recently had its oath-taking as well as award ceremony at the main campus.
Of the truth or inviolability of one's word. It is a strong commitment to your profession and your attitude and conduct towards others in the execution of your profession. If one makes a statement under oath and then violate that oath, there are consequences. In the legal profession, if one makes a false statement under oath, one is liable to legal sanction for perjury. In the health-related professions, the regulatory bodies are charged to ensure compliance with the oath one has taken. So oath-taking is a serious matter. It's not a hollow narration of word. It needs to be internalized. There are consequences in the event of breach of oath. I'm excited to witness the first ever graduation of the pioneer physiotherapists and occupational therapists. It was during my time here when the first students of physiotherapy and occupational therapy were admitted to the school. You have paved the way for others to follow.
This week we focus on 22-year-old Brittany Kyo, who is originally from Swakopmund. She is currently doing a Bachelor of Pharmacy honors degree at the University of Namibia, which she started with in 2021. She started studying at the university in 2021. Her course is 4 years long, so the plan is to finish in 2024. Let's take a look at what she has to say.
Hi everyone, my name is Brittany and I am a second-year pharmacy student at the University of Namibia School of Pharmacy. I chose to do pharmacy because it has always been a dream of mine to work in the healthcare sector. Initially, my dream was to become a doctor, but over time, I guess I just learned more about the other departments of the healthcare sector, and for some reason, pharmacy was close to the heart. And I just really grew more interested in the drugs and how they are made and how they help the human body. and hence why I am now a pharmacy student. A challenge that I've encountered as a pharmacy student would probably be the workload. The workload is a lot, but if you are really passionate about what you are doing, you find your way easily around it. You figure it out so much more easier compared to when you're unpassionate and you feel like you keep questioning yourself if you're doing the right course or not. So make sure you're passionate about pharmacy if you want to study pharmacy one day.
And just like that, sadly, we have come to the end of yet another fun-filled and exciting episode of Generation C. But that just means that you can catch us again next week, same time, same place.
I hate goodbyes, but,
we'll be back.
We'll be back. Thank you so much, guys. Please do stay warm. It's very, very cold. Bye-bye.